So it's April 3rd, 2025, and I have just finished season 10, episode 6 of Grey's Anatomy. But before we get into that, I have a little bit of a problem. So I've been cross posting my TikTok videos to YouTube. After the whole TikTok ban thing, I was like, I wanted somewhere else to land, and I had a YouTube channel, so I'm just reposting everything over to YouTube. So these Grey's Anatomy videos are in a playlist on YouTube. And I was checking the comments, like just to see what people were talking about on my videos, and I think I was spoiled for something, like a little bit important, like not that big of a deal. Like just a blip in the Grey's Anatomy universe. So like I don't know what episode this happens, but apparently this happens in season 11. So that's something I got to keep an eye out for. Maybe there's like foreshadowing for it. I don't know because I can't see how he dies now in season 10. I'm a little disappointed that I know this, but also I'm not like super attached to Derek anyway. Like he ain't shit, and we'll get there. He ain't shit again. But I still don't want him dead. Like come on, man, you're gonna kill Derek but not Owen. Everybody hates Owen and everybody loves Derek, and you killed Derek but not Owen. Jeez. Anyway, speaking of my sworn enemy, Derek Shepherd, who may or may not be dying next season, he is fucking up a little bit again. So as we know, Derek and Meredith have had their baby, Derek Bailey Shepherd. And they're doing like the infant parent thing. Like they're not new parents, but they're new to, I think, to this stage of infancy. So like they're having sleeping issues and they're trying to juggle all of these different things, like their different surgeries and like the milestones in their career and the milestones with the baby. They got a lot on their plate. And there's this thing where Derek has to do this surgery in front of like these important people. But Meredith is supposed to go and do a surgery with Christina. It's like a heart and liver transplant, and those never happen. And Meredith's like, hey, if I get stuck in my surgery, can you go and pick up the kids? And Zola needs her princess tea party. She was very adamant about the princess tea party. It had to happen that day. And Callie's living with them, and Callie could have done it in a pinch, but Callie was busy. And also, Callie is not the mother of this child. Eric's like, oh, I don't know. I got this like other surgery going on. And Meredith's like, please, please, please. And he's like, I'll make it work. Lo and behold, he goes into surgery. He turns off his phone. He turns off his phone. And Meredith has to not go into her surgery with Christina. She has to go and pick up Zola. And Zola didn't get her fucking princess tea party. How fucking dare you, Derek? They had this big argument about it. And Derek's like, I was in surgery. And Meredith's like, so was I. It was a heart and liver transplant. Those never happen. And why is your surgery more important than my surgery? This is a once in a lifetime surgery, and I didn't get to do it because of you. And Derek does not apologize for this because Derek is a big, dull dud. He's apparently a big, dull, dead dud, but apparently we're going to get there. Meanwhile, Meredith and Christina, they're talking about the surgery. They're doing a whole bunch of different things. And Meredith keeps kind of getting pulled away from the surgery to go and deal with infant stuff because she's a mom, of course. The heart and liver surgery, it was supposed to be originally Christina and Bailey, but then Meredith, I think, like stole it from under Bailey, like surgeon shit. And the whole time that Meredith is actually trying to navigate like this whole thing with trying to make sure that her daughter gets her princess tea party, Christina, you could tell, is like losing a little bit of patience and losing a little bit of patience. And then Meredith, she runs over to her surgery after like she figures everything out with Zola, and Christina did the surgery with Bailey. And it was this whole thing where Meredith's like, hey, like I'm just as committed to surgery as you. Like I still like want to do this. And she's like, I'm just as good of a surgeon as you. And Christina's like, no, you're not. And she's just like, you made different choices. At some point, you let up. And the other mothers who are surgeons, like Callie and Bailey, they never let up. Surgery was still always the first and foremost thing in their lives. And surgery is not the first and foremost thing in your life anymore. And you're still a good surgeon, but you're not on my level anymore. And Meredith is mad about this. Like in the next episode, she's immediately going to look for research. Like she's gonna like step back on the gas. She's gonna do what she's gotta do. And she's just like, I needed you to be encouraging and I needed you to be supportive, and this wasn't that. Like that was shitty and I didn't appreciate it. So like I don't know if they're fighting, but they're not doing well right now. And I'm of two minds about this because I do think that you can focus on motherhood and have motherhood be your main focus, but also still be like a person on top of that. Like, I don't think having kids like means your life is over, that kind of thing. And it kind of felt like Christina was not, she was trying not to be judgmental of Meredith's choices, but it still came off kind of condescending, so I understand why Meredith is upset. That being said, the true villain here is big, dull, dead Derek, who did not pick his daughter up from the daycare so that she could have her princess fucking tea party. On the Callie and Arizona front, Arizona was trying to get Callie to go to counseling, and Callie wasn't really about it. That just wasn't really like what she wanted to be doing with her time. And Callie's like, I want to focus on myself. I want to get back to the me that I was a few years ago before I got married twice, and then both of my spouses cheated on me. She's like, I was a dancing in your underwear girly, and I used to live in like the hospital basement. Like, I was a completely different person, and my marriage just took something from me, and she's trying to get that back now. And I love that for Callie. Jackson had a very awkward moment introducing his new girlfriend, the intern Stephanie, to his mom, because they were about to like hook up in the on-call room, and his mom walked in, and his mom was being like a bitch about it, but like she seems to be mellowing out now, so like I appreciate that. Joe and Alex are adorable. They were trying to navigate the newness of the relationship, but also Joe grieving Heather, and like the interns grieving Heather, and Alex is like, I want to make sure that this, like, when we do like cross the physical threshold together, that it's special. And Christina's like, dude, like, it's because you care about her that it's special. Like, she's not just a number. That alone makes it special. And then they did the do, and they're all very happy together. Like, I appreciate them. Queen April passed her boards. Good for her. She doesn't really want to get married though, which makes sense because the other major plot point that I know that I was spoiled for, there's out in the in the grapevine on the internet, is that Jackson ruins her wedding, and and she leaves the EMT at the altar. So like, her not really wanting to be married at this juncture makes sense for her. Christina and Owen are seeing other people. We love this for them. Christina's not seeing anybody new, but I think she knew that if she was going to be able to get over Owen at all, she needed Owen to move on first. Because if Owen's staying stuck on her, she's going to stay stuck on him. And Owen is dating like some other doctor from another hospital. Good for him. Time will tell who Christina dates, but considering that she spent basically almost the entire tenure of this show either getting under and attending, trying to get over and attending, or in a transitory period where she's about to get with an attending, maybe she gets to have like a single moment. Good for her. Oh, I completely forgot. Shane actually completely rejected Derek. Like, he was basically like, I don't want to work with you again. And I honestly can't blame him, considering the way that Derek pitted Shane against Heather, and then that drove him to like lead Heather to the basement, even though he didn't intend for her to die. Like, I could see how neurology is ruined for him now. And Derek like got all pissy about it, and obviously he doesn't know about like the Heather connection in all of this, but also like, come on, Derek, like, what the fuck? And while Derek is annoying and I would physically fight him, I don't want him to die. Like, that'd be sad for Meredith. Like, she has 2 kids. Like, jeez. Maybe I'll want him to die by the end. He could, like, he's done some really shitty things, and he's definitely been the most hated character by me in certain places. So maybe by the time season 11 rolls around, Derek is the worst. He's already the worst, but like, maybe there's still farther to fall. I don't know. Anyway, that is what's going on. I will continue the rest of the season, and maybe he'll die, like, really soon, I guess.